A very good afternoon from the Perth Hockey Stadium. It's another beautiful day here in Western Australia, and especially at Curtin University, where Perth Hockey Stadium surrounded by beautiful trees, blue sky, and we're hoping for a really exciting match today. The men, they want to stay in touch with Fremantle, who won 3-1 yesterday against Old Guildford Mundaring Hockey Club. So Fremantle now move to 18 points, and coming into this round, YMCC were on 12 points, so a win will want to keep them within 3 points of the league leaders at the moment. Turning our attention to the team lineups and players to look out for. Well, the captain of Vic Park, Brodie Saar, wearing number 12, is always a key player, as is Ian Bircher, wearing number 18. Look out for their import, Miyu Tanemitsu, wearing number 39 from penalty corners. Turning our attention to YMCC, and you'll see, wearing the number 1, Jamie Dwyer. Yes, he said he wasn't going to play first team this year. He was going to play in the twos, but has been roped in to play in the first grade, and so he will be starting today. Nathan Fui is their import, wearing number 12, and again, he's had a few goals, 5 so far this season, and he'll be looking to add to his tally today. Another player to look out for them is number 25, Marshall Roberts, who played in the game for Western Australia against India just last week. Now, YMCC are coached by Cameron Tremaine, and Vic Park are coached by Jason Butcher, who was the coach in that match against India, which WA lost 2-0. So YMCC making their way out onto the turf, and now Vic Park as well. This should be a cracker of a game. It's wonderful conditions here. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing all of the action with you today. And I'd like to thank Michael Holland, who stepped in while I was at the FIH Series Finals in Malaysia. I think he did a fantastic job the last couple of weeks, and it was good to have him stepping in the breach. Of course, we would like to thank our sponsors who make these live streams possible for Hockey WA. That's Ausdrill, FMG, Kookaburra, Tiger Turf, and Danks Furniture. And where you can, we'd ask you to support those companies as much as possible, as they are supporting hockey in Western Australia. Well, the umpires for this game as well, we have Lachlan Sharp, the Kookaburra. I believe this is his first game, so we'll be interested to see how he goes with a whistle in his mouth. And Sam Gears is the other umpire. Hopefully they won't have too many tricky decisions to make during the game. Well, it will be Vic Park to get the match underway. Just waiting for the officials. In fact, we're just waiting for their goalkeeper just to put his gear behind the goal. The whistle goes and the match is underway, and it's a mistrap straight away from Tanemitsu. He'll want to put that one behind him and hope that that's the only one he has in the game. Jamie Dwyer, early touch for him. 40 years of age now, had his birthday just recently in March, but still regarded as one of the best in the business. And what a thrill it must be for the younger players around him to be able to play alongside a guy who has been 5 times FIH Player of the Year. Good steal by Dwyer, playing it forward, just a slight slip there unfortunately, but picking the ball up on the flank is the import, Nathan Fui. It's one back by Tanemitsu. Well, he shaped as if he was going to flick that one in the air. Instead he went low. A good pass, appeals for a foot, just touching the foot there of Sasha Thomas, one of the 2 players for Vic Park who played against India. Sasha Thomas and Brodie Saar being the 2 representatives for Vic Park. Into the circle it goes, looking for a touch just in front of goal. Well, that was very nearly an opening goal. Patrick Baster was the man that was there. As the ball was played long, now there's a chance into the circle on the right-hand side, advancing towards goal. The ball laid back and just wide, getting into a mess there, Fui and Dwyer. But a really good penetrating run from Marshall Puzzi. And a long corner for YMCC. Graham Begbie. Good deflection again, and it's right in front of the keeper and almost lifted over. Great work from Jai Connolly. But once again, we're seeing Marshall Pusey having a real impact down the right-hand side for YMCC. So Vic Park, in these opening 3 minutes, have been absolutely hemmed inside their own half. They'll just want to keep possession, just consolidate for a few minutes as Bradley Clark looked to carry it forward and then play it square. He was looking, I think, to feed it back to Ian Bircher, but in the wrong space. YMCC take it quickly. Good advancing run again from Pat Basta. Fui turns. Looks to lay it back. That will be collected by Andrew Vaitakanis. And that's a great overhead, and it's going to break. Well, it didn't actually. It was an important touch. Jason Gabriel looked as if he was going to be on the end of that, but Cameron Tremaine, the player coach for YMCC, getting a crucial touch, just putting it over the baseline for a long corner. Oh, lovely skills. Good tackle from Jamie Dwyer, but possession still with Vic Park. Comes on to the left-hand side now. Aidan Lowe's looking to go infield. Brody Saar keeps possession for Vic Park. Lovely little touch coming there from James Collins, but coming out from defence. Good pass forward, picking out Connolly again. Connolly trying to go round the outside of Bradley Clark. Two players coming together, still with Connolly. So it will be a free hit to Vic Park. They've thrown it to the air again. Laid back that time by Nick Corner. That one drilled straight down the middle. YMCC cope with it. Tremaine plays it wide. Just pushed forward by Matthew Lim. Good movement. Now a little bit of space for Adrian Basta. Basta looking for the run ahead, and he's just too acute an angle for Jesse Regan to get on the end of that one, but it was a good idea. Basta was just trying to hold his pass for the run of Regan, but just got the angle slightly wrong. Of course, it's a lot easier from up here than trying to do it down there on the pitch. Brady Saar comes across to take the free hit from the side. Good pass forward, but unfortunately for Vic Park, Jack Pampling not able to keep it in play. Dwyer now. YMCC using the full width of the pitch. Lovely turn again, trying to advance from Jesse Regan. Regan chased all the way. Regan goes back onto his forehand. Happy to come back into the defensive line. Marshall Roberts now. Tall, rangy figure. That sounded very much like it came off the foot, but long corner has been given. Lim takes it quickly. Good disguise of the pass going to Colin Begbie. Into the D it goes, but no touch from YMCC. So it's been a brisk start by YMCC. As I mentioned, if you've just joined us, they need to get a win today. Stay in touch with Fremantle. Fremantle victorious yesterday with a 3-1 win over Old Guildford, which means they moved to 18 points. There were 4 teams coming into this round, round 7, on 12 points in second place. That was Wasps, YMCC, Hale and Wolves, and Wasps won 4-0, so they're up to 15 points. Wolves lost 2-4 to Melville, so they're stuck on 12. So Hale play today, and of course YMCC looking for a win today as well to stay in touch with the leaders. Well, that was a good run along the edge of the circle on the first penalty corner. Good work from Michael Nikolai. So a real chance now for YMCC to open the scoring. Striding forward, Marshall Roberts. Making his way to the baseline is Jai Connolly. Connolly will do the injecting. Michael Nikolai is at the second battery, Marshall Roberts at the first. Sure, they will probably go with Roberts. Mark Boyne alongside him, so they've got another option in Boyne. It might be just a little slip pass to Boyne. Boyne now moves off to the left-hand side, comes out. Good stop, it is to Boyne. Good save. And still coming in, and the deflection was, I think, off a YMCC stick. It was indeed. So good save from Dom Hurd, well positioned to make sure he wasn't fooled by the dummy at the top of the circle. So no goals as yet. But it's been a lively start to this match, trying to turn in the midfield and get something going is Phil Hulbert. Hulbert, one of the season campaigners, played his 400th game. The first game with 2016 season. That time there were just 3 players then that were over 400. Murray McIntyre was one, and the other player was Chris Munro. So he's going to be inching closer to 500 now, Phil Hulbert. That's a couple of seasons under his belt. And I must mention that his wife, Gemma, he did give credit to her that she allows him to keep playing. And he said it's very good of her to let him keep going. Lovely run around the back, and Roberts pushes it over the baseline. Good turn from Jack Pampling. Well, that's a miss pass coming out of defence from Bradley Clark, and a chance to counter-attack for YMCC. A few players slipping on the turf. We just saw there Hayden Vaitakanis slipping. So 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. No goals as yet. Lim steps forward. A really good intercept from him. Read the pass well. Free hit was won by Colin Begbie. Roberts now. Boyne. And Lim, well, he didn't manage to get that one under control, and it's stolen away by Aidan Lowes. Lowes, he didn't have a lot of choice. He did well to get his stick on that pass because it was fired at him by James Collins. Now it's Baxter again on the right-hand side. Over the side it goes, so it'll be a YMCC free hit from the side. Just in the shadows of the floodlights here at the Perth Hockey Stadium. Out of the shadows he comes. Great steal back. That was good work again coming from Collins. Vic Park started the season fairly well. They won their opening game 6-1 against Hale. Then they drew 2-2. Drew the next one and then lost to Wasps. They won the next game and drew their last outing, which was against Westside Wolves 0-0. So they would really like to get back to winning ways if they could today. Currently sitting 6th on the ladder. And a few of those results would have buoyed their confidence a little bit. If they get 3 points today, they go to 12 points and would catch a few of the teams above them. Lim again over the halfway line. He goes. Infield, lovely touch coming there from Nikolai. Roberts made it look so easy the way he just slapped that one out wide. Such a long reach, such a tall man as well. Another well-directed pass, but it's been stolen, or not at all. It's in fact going to be a free hit. Begbie looked pleadingly at Lachlan Sharp and got the decision. Good pass out wide now for Marshall Pusey. Leaves it behind Jamie Dwyer, feeds it to the top of the circle. Good intercept, though, by Vic Park, and it was well read again, this time by Shane Benful. They're breaking at pace, and it was a good-looking counter-attack, but then in the middle, Tanamitsu's pass. He was looking to feed that forward to Jason Gabriel, but just a foot getting in the way. Collins goes back to the halfway line. Diagonal pass towards the top of the circle, played. It's going to break inside the circle, miscontrolled, and unfortunately for Vic Park, just run over the baseline. A few moments of promise there on the counter-attack. If those passes had connected, would have been trouble for YMCC. Tanamitsu strong on the ball. Good pass out from him, and now played forward to Hayden Vaitakanis. Lowe's went on the attack, and Vaitakanis has been forced away from the circle by Cameron Tremaine, player coach of YMCC. Formerly used to be in the midfield, so now he says he's dropped back into defence to give younger men an opportunity as the club tries to blend youth with experience. And here is one of the most experienced there is, Jamie Dwyer. Dwyer, and the free hit going, unfortunately for YMCC, against Marshall Poozy. Almost stolen back well by Michael Hood, but into the D it goes and deflected over the baseline, that time by Matthew Limp. So long corner, Brody Saar calling for the ball. It's not come to him quickly, and so YMCC able to get players behind the ball. Saar self-passes in the end, now comes wide to Nick Corner. Corner plays it into the corner. Good turn coming from Pampling. He loses the ball eventually, and clever skills by Jamie Dwyer gets a free hit for YMCC. Just a little lift into the foot of Pampling. So the final 2 minutes now of the first quarter. No goals as yet. Only really one save being made by Dominic Hurd in goal for Vic Park, but it's been an exciting opening stanza. And let's hope the match builds to a crescendo as the game progresses, and thrown to the air. And of course, just coming into that space, deflected off the stick of Adrian Baster over the side. Quick to take this is Andrew Vaitakanis. Quick glance at the clock. In the end, he self-passes, just took too long, so had to do that. Great defence again from Lim, just stepping ahead of Hayden Vaitakanis, who managed to win the ball back. Thought he'd found a foot, no whistle, so play continues, and Poozy comes up with the ball, but Vaitakanis wins it back again for Vic Park. Rather scrappy passage of play there, as both teams coughed up possession. You could see exactly what Ian Bircher was trying to do, but just a little bit flat-footed on the far side was Shane Benford. It's getting a bit crowded down the left-hand side for Vic Park, so Benford thought he'd open play up. That's a brilliantly brought down pass by Jai Connolly. In it goes, and Hurd, well, he came out. Did he get the ball? I think he did, according to the umpire. Player went over the top of his pads. And now Vic Park breaking forward. That was, again, great skills being shown there by James Collins. Maybe left a little bit of pace off the pass for Vaitakanis, but Vaitakanis got the free hit, impeded there by Marshall Roberts. Vic Park looking for a goal before the end of the first break. Roberts recovered well, top of the circle, gets possession back for YMCC, gives it away. 10 seconds left. They need to get the ball forward. Pampling plays it square. Again, it's Roberts, edge of the circle, and using his reach to great advantage as the hooter goes, and he dribbles out of defence at the end of the first quarter. It is Vic Park 0, YMCC 0. But it has been a very entertaining first 15 minutes. The players making their way out of the shade of the dugout, back out onto the sunshine of the turf here at Perth Hockey Stadium. It's been a bright start to this match, and hopefully the tempo and the pace continues for the next 3 quarters. Hooter goes, second quarter about to get underway, and it will be James Collins who gets it underway for Vic Park. No goals, as I mentioned, in the first quarter, but plenty of excitement. Both ends, the pass thrown forward, and that was a telling touch. Gabriel was underneath the overhead pass and was looking to just get a touch on that and edge it past Hunter Banyard. Hunter Banyard in goal for YMCC, because Tyler Lovell, along with a lot of the other international players, and in particular Eddie Ockenden for YMCC. Eddie Ockenden down here supporting the team. Saw him a little bit earlier. Hunter Banyard, though, who hails from the Mandurah region and came through the Peel hockey program down there. Southwest of Western Australia being a really strong breeding ground at the moment for young hockey players. And of course we do have several players from Geraldton as well playing for YMCC, which is to the north of Perth. And YMCC having formed a strong relationship with the Hockey Association up there. Great break down the right-hand side now for Vic Park, trying to get around the back. I thought that went over the baseline, but long corner has been given by Lachlan Sharp. Good work again by James Collins. Brody Saar plays it to the top of the circle. It was missed, and Saar, though, will be given the ball back and plays it into the foot. Brody Saar self-passes. Good pass. Picks out Gabriel. Gabriel, though, couldn't get the angle right to push it across the face of goal, where Aidan Lowe's was waiting. In fact, it took a deflection off the defender, so it'll be another long corner to Vic Park. Good use of the width now as it comes out to Ben Taylor. Taylor, of course, one of the key players from penalty corners for Vic Park. That'll be another free hit, won by Vaitikanis. Saar, just on the reverse. It was a tricky one to bring under control as he was moving in one direction and the ball was going the other. That's going to be a long corner. Jason Gabriel deciding to leave it for Brody Saar. Brody Saar in the wrong position, so Lachlan Sharp making sure he's in the right place. Comes wide again, Taylor. Taylor helps it down the line. Sasha Thomas looking to get that one into the circle, but he can't get past Jamie Dwyer. Runs back, tries to win it back off Dwyer. Dwyer eventually draws the foul, gets the free hit, self-passes, feeds it out now to Nikolai. Nikolai's angle pass was again intercepted. Taylor. Oh, and that's a really good pass by Taylor to pick out Aidan Lowe's. Lowe's, a good cross on the reverse stick as Gabriel takes a tumble. Good defence again, though, from Cameron Tremaine. And that was dangerous from Vic Park. Really good pass into the circle from Aidan Lowe's. Low down on the reverse stick. Perfectly executed. Deflected by Brody Saar. Did that touch the body? Yes, it did. And I think it was the body language, actually, of Marshall Roberts that gave that one away. So the first penalty corner of the match now for Vic Park. Can they turn it into a goal? This will be a real test for Hunter Banyard. Hunter Banyard, one of many players playing today who came through Como Secondary College, which is proving quite a nursery for WA hockey talent. So Gabriel it is to inject. Tanamitsu is at the top of the circle. Shane Bentle is also there, and Brody Saar, and they go to Bentle, and that's gone wide. Well, quick to log was Banyard. Got 2 balls on the pitch again, so one gets dispensed with, and play can continue. But a really good start to the second quarter by Vic Park, applying plenty of pressure on YMCC. Adrian Baster cuts infield, and he was aiming to play that to the near post. The run was coming, but the pace of the pass again, really the difference and it gave a lot for Nathan Fui to do. Nathan Fui, the New Zealander who played for HC Zwolle in 2018-19 in the Netherlands, so came from there to Perth. He's just 23 years of age, so still a young gun, but I'm sure he's gathering plenty of great hockey experiences and knowledge by playing in the Netherlands and then here in Australia and in Western Australia, where many believe this is the best competition in the country because of all the internationals that are here. And it was a good ball into the D from Lim, but unfortunately, once more, Jesse Regan running into good space, just couldn't get the touch, and Dom Hurd allowing the ball just to hit the backboard safely. So 10 minutes to go till half-time. No goals as yet. YMCC have won their last 4 games after losing the opening 2 games of the season. That's a great steal coming in from Pampling. Great recovery, though, by Lim. Lim appealing for a free hit, not given. So now the chance to... in fact, it was given eventually. Hulbert was looking ready to get on with play. Michael Hood put under pressure by Vetakanis. He gets the free hit, goes to Roberts. Tremaine now uses the wide option of Adrian Basta. Basta through the legs, cheeky. Hulbert recovers the ball for Vic Park, but they're swarming around the Vic Park players at the moment, the YMCC players. That was a lovely piece of skill being shown by Brody Saar. Brody Saar just eliminating the YMCC player and creating space for himself, but possession coughed up again by Vic Park as they went on the attack, and YMCC got numbers coming forward. Square pass finds Roberts, who I think was making his way to the bench for a little bit of a breather. Collected now by Nathan Fui. Fui with a free hit, plays on quickly, drives towards the D, looking for a foot just inside the circle. Didn't manage to get it. Roberts now tries the same thing. Gabriel gets a touch, and it'll be a long corner to YMCC. So over the ball is Graham Begbie, the captain for YMCC. That was a really good touch, and across the face of goal. Oh, it hit the post. Well, cannot believe that. Nathan Fui thought he'd scored, and it hit the post. Well, it may well have actually come off the keeper, but it certainly was. Fui thought he'd scored. He didn't have a lot to aim at between the goalkeeper, Dom Hurd, and the post. It just didn't hear the sound as if it hit the post, so I'm tempted to think it maybe came off the keeper, who was, in that case, ideally placed. Well done, Dom Hurd. So YMCC so close to taking the lead. Nathan Fui, as I mentioned, has 5 goals so far this season. Jai Connolly has 4. Appeals for a stick check, not given in favour of Jesse Regan. Regan entering a fairly deep conversation with Sam Gears. Gears not interested. If anyone out there fancies getting involved in umpiring, I was just talking to some of the staff at Hockey WA, and they were saying it's great that so many of the top players volunteer to take up the umpiring duties, but they're always looking for more umpires. So if you are interested, feel free to get in touch with Hockey WA. In the meantime, I just want to thank our sponsors, Ausdrill, FMG, Kookaburra, Tiger Turf, and Danks Furniture. The Danks difference, WA owned and custom manufactured to your needs. Breaking forward now is Jai Connolly for YMCC. Comes back to Colin Begbie. Begbie Goes back wide onto the left-hand side. It's a good pass again, collected by Jesse Regan. Now they go for power into the circle, deflects off the stick of Phil Hulbert. Long corner. Deflected top of the circle. Veitakanis, it clipped his shin pad. Must go the 5 meters till it goes in the D, and that's a well-earned penalty corner. Really good play being executed by Adrian Basta. And it is another penalty corner, their second of the match for YMCA or YMCC. Can they open the scoring now? 5.5 minutes left in the quarter. As we see Jai Connolly again making his way down to the baseline. Marshall Roberts, top of the circle. Alongside him once more is Mark Boyne. And at the second battery is Michael Nicolai. I'm sure it will go to the first battery. So Roberts waits. In it comes, it's trapped, goes to Roberts, and this time it goes off the pads. Well, was there a slight touch? I think it was Roberts' goal. We'll check. There may well have been a slight deflection coming off the stick of Begbie, but it is 1-0 to YMCC. Marshall Roberts has been confirmed as the goal scorer, so there was no touch. So YMCC will be pleased as they enter the final 4.5 minutes of the first half to just get that goal, give themselves a cushion, relax the nerves a little bit at 0-0 with Vic Park looking dangerous on the counter-attack. That would just settle a few nerves if there were any. Jamie Dwyer in from the side, not surprisingly using his own brand of stick. Just a little touch, but good defence again in the Vic Park defensive line, and having to really play their way out. It's thrown forward well by Benfield, but Roberts, the goal scorer, collects. And I would have thought that that was almost using the body there by Marshall Puzzi. I think he was lucky to get away with that. Had he actually brought that under control, or maybe because he didn't bring it under control, he was almost obstructing. He's on the ball now. Puzzi plays the ball square, but there's nobody there. So it'll be Vic Park from the side. Brody Saar plays it in. Can Vic Park find an equaliser before the half-time whistle? They've got possession. They've got 3.5 minutes to get it forward. Brody Saar, the captain, comes back. Bradley Clark plays it square. Bircher, good deflection wide on the right-hand side. Aidan Lowes keeps it in play, goes infield. Veitakanis, well, he just got that ball stuck under his stick as he tried to play that forward quickly. It's a shame because it was a nice sweeping movement by Vic Park Panthers. And that is a free hit, just catching the foot there of Andrew Veitakanis. And here come YMCC, carried forward now by Jesse Regan. Regan looking to play it wide, but it was good play in the midfield, just preventing him from making that pass. Gabriel. It went over the side. It wasn't quite what Jason Gabriel was hoping. Stolen back, and Gabriel's going to have to stretch to get there. Does well. Veitakanis now plays it into the path of Hulbert. Hulbert looking to play it in. Good defensive play, though, at the back from Mark Boyne. And a lovely turn now from Patrick Basta. Basta, though, is going to be closed down. His pass then under pressure was picked out brilliantly. And Vic Park get the chance to go on the counter-attack once more. Lowe's now on the left-hand side, switching all the time. Approaching the final 2 minutes now of the first half. Vic Park trailing by 1-0. Turning into a little bit of trouble there was Bradley Clark. It was Clark who's really good intercept a few minutes ago. Bircher. Bircher sweeping that one out wide, and the deflection coming off the stick of Jack Pampling, just lifting the ball up, making it dangerous. So free hit, YMCC. Lovely skills again from Jamie Dwyer. I just heard a few oohs and ahs from some young fans over to my right-hand side as he just did that lovely little swerve, made it look so effortless. And hopefully they're watching and they'll go away and try and emulate that. Boyne, his pass was aimed for Dwyer but was intercepted by Sasha Thomas. Thomas, you feel you'd like to see him just get a little bit more possession or time on the ball, because he's a player that can make such a difference for Vic Park. Vic Park, again, there was just so many white shirts. It was a really difficult pass to try and get inside the circle. We're claiming there was a push not given. And Patrick Bastow was looking to play out, but he's lost possession back to Vic Park now as we're in the final 30 seconds. Pampling just pulling out of that one because there was danger as he was about to crack that ball into the circle. Dwyer, lovely turn and acceleration from him. And that was a great trap in the end by James Collins. I'll give him his credit. I think he knew what he was doing there rather than saying he just reacted. So the final seconds, and YMCC glance at the clock, the hooter goes, and that is the end of the first half. Well, it's been an absolute thriller of a first half so far. Vic Park have tried to catch the visitors on a counter-attack, but YMCC have defended well, and in the end it's Marshall Roberts' goal that is the difference between the two sides. Marshall Roberts scoring with a penalty corner means that at half-time is Vic Park 0, YMCC 1. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium as Vic Park Panthers make their way back out onto the turf for the second half to get underway, and then emerging from the shadows on my right-hand side are YMCC. They currently hold the ascendancy courtesy of a Marshall Roberts goal in the 24th minute. Question is, can Vic Park find a goal from somewhere and come back? Vic Park, whose form has been a little bit patchy with 2 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. Hooter goes, and we're just waiting for the whistle from the umpires. They're just counting the players. Pleased to say they managed to do that without using their fingers. So Roberts now, his goal the difference, but Vic Park I think will be a very different team coming out for this second half. YMCC though looking for another goal and just thwarted as he tried to go into the D. Nathan Fui, the big New Zealander. He'll want to add to his goal tally. Currently the leading scorer. Oh, great skills by Jamie Dwyer. Dwyer they dispossessed inside the circle. Just to give you an idea of how many goals you get in hockey these days, this is round 7. Coming at the end of round 6, we'd had 32 matches, 170 goals. It's an average of 5.3 a game. So if goals are what you like to see, along with great skill, come down to the Perth Hockey Stadium every weekend and catch the action of the Premier League. Both the men and the women. Coming up after this, we will see Vic Park women taking on Suburban Lions. A great run into the D from Patrick Baster. Good defence again, though, from Vic Park. Lowe's, well, he couldn't get past Boyne originally, but then kept possession. Collins, he's had a lively game. Collins fouled, though, by Patrick Baster. Good use of the width of the pitch, but again, it's a mistrap from Feitakanis. And well, you could see he was disappointed. Just the facial expression gave it all away. Lovely turn now from Connolly. Connolly comes out to the left-hand side where Patrick Baster's in a bit of space. Just drops the pass in for his player coach, Cameron Tremaine. Tremaine goes back indeed to Puzzi. And Boyne disappointed with that. Mark Boyne, who had a spell with Lille in France in 2009-10. Played his 300th game last year for YMCC. He's another player that came through the youth system at the club, and great to see such loyalty being repaid. So Tanamitsu now. I first saw Tanamitsu at the Junior Asia Cup in Kuantan in Malaysia 2015, where Japan didn't want to win a game so that they would avoid Korea in the quarterfinals. As into the deep, what a shot that was, and a sharp save from Hurd. Real power behind that from Connolly. I was just trying to check my notes whether it was Tanamitsu who missed deliberately from a penalty corner. Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was one of his teammates. As play continues now, a real break for Jesse Regan. Regan looking to spin and try and get the ball across. He just lost the ball off the end of his stick. And there's a free hit, just finding the foot. Good play coming from Adrian Baster. Baster finds Dwyer. Dwyer is into the pads of Hurd, and a penalty corner has been won by YMCC. Well, they scored from the last one. Can they double their tally from this one? And that was really just sustained pressure because Vic Park didn't manage to clear their defensive lines. So Jai Connolly makes his way again to the baseline. Mark Boyne at the first battery, Marshall Roberts alongside him. And again, they line up at the very first battery with Graham Begbie doing the stopping. Coin pulls out. It's poor injection. Tanamitsu is wide now for Vic Park. Plays it down the line. He was asking a heck of a lot, I have to say, of Phil Hulbert, who had to turn around and try and stop that coming at him at immense pace. So YMCC a little bit lucky to have that attack break down. Acres of space now for Begbie. Closed down eventually, and good pass picks out Connolly. Connolly, lovely angle pass by him, which in turn managed to find Jesse Regan. Regan, who's been lively around the circle. Connolly pushes it out wide. Regan's waiting on the angle. Probably just needed a few players just to pull away from that crowded area. Most of the attackers all drifting towards the ball inside the circle. Only Jamie Dwyer was beyond the central point of the goal. Roberts, well, it was easy to play it out wide there. Played in, there's a great chance. Connolly denied by a really good block by Phil Hulbert. Roberts, good trap by him, but played onto his foot. That was clever, I thought. Well, no foot given. I thought Pampling did manage to find the foot. Found it this time is Collins. So Vic Park still trying to find a way back into this match. Good skills being shown once more by James Collins. James Collins, who is an Aquinas boy, hails from Fremantle, was selected in the state under-21s. Sure, he's just hoping for that call-up for the full state team. Brady Sarno. Into the circle it goes. Just a touch though, so a long corner for Vic Park. In the final 9 minutes of the third quarter now. 6 minutes gone, plenty of time still left in this quarter and a final quarter to come as well. That's another good steal coming from Jai Connolly, and good combination as well with Regan. Regan collects the pass. Regan tries to cut infield. Michael Nikolai just delaying his pass, trying to see what options were available, and there wasn't much coming through the midfield, so he had to go back to Jesse Regan. Nikolai now is gone to the back post. Ball has to go 5 metres before it's played in. Lovely turn at the edge of the circle coming from Graham Begbie, but Vic Park come up with the ball, and they've got a chance to counter-attack. Now it's Veitakanis. Got it under control, pushes it forward. That's a good pass into the path of Pampling. Pampling beats one, and he's going to get a free hit as the sticks get hooked. Leaves it for Veitakanis. Pampling, edge of the circle. Veitakanis needs to go 5 metres. Eventually the ball does. Deflected into the circle and deflected away from goal by Michael Hood. It's another clever touch inside the circle from Vic Park, but just not able to get anybody on the end at the moment. Last year when these two teams met, it was YMCC that won in the April fixture by 2-1, and it was Vic Park that won in the June fixture by 2-1. And if we look at the year before, it was similar, 1 game apiece. So not much to choose between these two when they meet each season. Just topped as that's played in. Nikolai keeps it alive. What a touch. And scrambling. Oh, what a time. Well, Heard there was not much he could do. Regan pouncing. I think it was Regan. It was a really good run from him anyway to get on the end of that as the ball just broke off the pads of the keeper. And he just lifted it into the goal. And that means that it is 2-0. So YMCC with a second goal. Jesse Regan pouncing on the loose ball. Good finish by him. Well, they will be very pleased with that. Jesse Regan is one of those players I was talking about, comes from Geraldton, was at Geraldton Senior College and played for Murchison. So I'm sure that some of his former teammates will be hopefully watching this live stream and they'll be claiming that he's one of theirs. Oh, lovely skills being shown that time by Michael Hood. And Hood gets the free hit. It's played wide and coming across to take that away is Nick Corner. Played on to the foot. Now 2-0 now with just 20 minutes left in the match. 15 minutes in the last quarter, just over 5.5 in this quarter. Is there a way back for Vic Park? If there is, you feel they need a goal fairly soon. Certainly they need to score the next goal. They've had their moments in this match. Although, to be fair, Hunter Banyard in goal for YMCC, the deputy for Tyler Lovell, has not had too much to do. Good play again by Matthew Lim in the defensive lines for YMCC. Played forward but couldn't be kept in play by Patrick Basta. Down the line it goes, that time from Hulbert. Veitakanis. Well, he thought it was his free hit. The umpire's arm, Lachlan Sharp, goes the other direction. So YMCC have possession. Play to Jamie Dwyer, sandwiched between Hulbert and Andrew Veitakanis. Comes wide now to Boyne, just getting reacquainted with his teammates after a little spell on the side. Tremaine, you could see what he was trying to do, just feed that one into the path of Adrian Basta, but it just went behind him, letting that one run, and in fact, two players letting it run, and it goes back to YMCC, and now bursting forward, Jamie Dwyer. Lim Dwyer into the circle, makes a good run to the baseline, looking for the ball, always keen, such a fierce competitor. He's tackled though by Hulbert. Dwyer, a little scratch of the head. I think he felt that that decision should have gone his way. Lachlan Sharp, who now wears Jamie Dwyer's number in the Kookaburras, not giving him anything. Into the circle come YMCC on the reverse stick, that time from Connolly. And he just was off target. Very difficult to execute at full tilt on the reverse stick, especially when you're upright as he was. Veitakanis, a little bit of a heavy touch from him in the midfield, almost recovered and got it, but Jamie Dwyer mops up for YMCC and then just leaves the younger Veitakanis in his wake. Roberts now over the halfway line from him, cutting infield. Just has such a long reach. And his pass was not a bad one. Infield to find Puzzi, and Roberts stopped at the edge of the circle by Shane Bamford. Good tackle by Bamford. Equally good tackle, though, there by Jamie Dwyer. And, well, that was clumsy, but Dwyer manages to stay on his feet. No whistle from the umpires. Over the side it goes. YMCC ball. Comes wide to Cameron Tremaine, and again just misdirected by him. Looking for the run of Adrian Basta. A shake of the head from Basta. Not sure you can say much to your coach when he's out there playing with you. Maybe that's a comment to be made at training. Brought down by Tanamitsu. Tanamitsu, that's a very good pass on the reverse stick to Gabriel. Tanamitsu misses it top of the circle when really needed to get that one, because Lowe's was never going to get there. There was a defender in front of him. And now there's a chance for YMCC to counter-attack. Jai Connolly Connolly, though, just lost control there. We're in the final minute 30 of the third quarter. Brodie Saar to Gabriel. Gabriel, though, just kicking it. Looking to play on. Gabriel, well, didn't make any attempt to get out of the play. I think he knew what he was doing. Gets a card from Sam Gears. The crowd don't like it. Well, he did run down the line, and to be fair, running straight at him was Jesse Regan, but then he made no attempt to try and get out of the way as Regan played it into his feet. Top of the circle, it's good save by Hurd, but we've got a bit of a problem. Striker there is in a bit of trouble. Was it Regan who had the shot? It was Jai Connolly actually who had the shot, and Connolly is very ginger up on his feet. He's hobbling inside the circle. YMCC hunting for another, but that's a really good tackle defensively, coming back by Veitakanis. And the pass, though, from Brodie Saar just to kill play. A few players with their hands on their knees. They have worked pretty hard in this game. Certainly it's been played at a fast tempo. The hooter goes. That is the end of the third quarter. And it's been a good one for YMCC. Jesse Regan getting a second goal for them. So it means as we go into the final break, it is Vic Park 0, YMCC 2. Well, YMCC were out there early for the start of this last quarter. Vic Park coming on now. Is there a way back? They need 2 goals in the next 15 minutes to get a draw. If they do, it will be their 4th draw of the season. This is round 7. The whistle goes. And YMCC get us underway with a 2-0 lead going into this final quarter. Jai Connolly obviously having a little bit of treatment on his ankle or whatever it was. He got a knock on because he's back out there running around, looking pretty good as it comes to Cameron Tremaine. Mark Boyne, his diagonal pass cut out well. Aidan Lowes carries forward. He looked to play that into the path of the advancing Sasha Thomas. Thomas is given chase, puts pressure on Tremaine. Tanamitsu is also forward. But YMCC, that's too easy playing out of defence, but just slightly overhit for Tremaine. So now Thomas, into the circle it goes. Roberts, rather. Marshall Roberts just over the baseline. So Veitakanis, that is Andrew Veitakanis, plays it forward. Sasha Thomas gets another free hit. Good start to the final quarter by Vic Park. Thomas back to Tanamitsu. Tanamitsu lifted that one into the thigh of Colin Begbie. So too high. And a free hit to YMCC. That was rather cheap possession given away. No need to flick that into the air. Tremaine shows a lot of the ball. Thomas got a touch, but Tremaine recovered well to get it back for YMCC. Nikolai now surrounded by black shirts, managed to get his pass away, and that's a super diagonal ball from Colin Begbie. Accelerating towards the D now is Marshall Pusey and looking for the touch, but unfortunately goes wide of the goal. Otherwise you feel that would have been game, set and match for YMCC. So still alive in this match at the moment as Ben Taylor carries forward. He would be itching to have a chance from a penalty corner. Just the one penalty corner won by Vic Park in this match, so that just shows how well YMCC have defended and how few opportunities they've really given their opponents. They've really protected Hunter Banyard in goal. He hasn't had too much to do as Andrew Vaitakanis goes back. Diagonal pass is going to make it through. No, it's not. Just a little bit of pace taken off it, and Begbie picks up for YMCC, but Tremaine had run off the pitch to receive that pass. Saw the humour in the situation, the player coach. It's not often you see that. And that's just caught the body of Hayden Vaitakanis. Johnny Connolly, one of the other Geraldton boys. He played for the Yacht Club in Geraldton when he was living up there. Begbie getting more and more involved as the game goes on, having more of an influence. Basta feeding it back, and there's a chance now for Vic Park to go quickly. Taylor feeds it to Vaitakanis. Vaitakanis gets it to Aidan Lowes. Lowes plays it early to Gabriel. Gabriel in space on the angle. Hits the crossbar. Wow, what a shot from Jason Gabriel. But he hit the crossbar. That is unlucky. It was a brilliant sweeping move by Vic Park. But there is no reward at the end. And you just wonder whether that is going to be, well, sum up their day, I suppose. Shouldn't forget that Nathan Fooey was denied for YMCC by what we thought was the post, but may well have come back off the goalkeeper, Dom Hurd. It happened in a flash. I think it was the goalkeeper, because just initially there was no sound as if it was the crossbar. Gabriel will be disappointed with that one. Of course, Vic Park missing their two Kookaburra players. Jake Wetton, who's amongst the leading goal scorers with 3 goals for them. And also Matthew Dawson, such a rock at the back. Of course, the Kookaburras will be taking on India here at this very stadium on Wednesday evening. That's a 5 p.m. start, and also on Friday, a 6:30 start. I'm pleased to say that we will be streaming those games for you. So if you're watching this and you want to see the Kookaburras in action, please join us. It would be really good to have your company. And it's a nice turn wide again. Appeals for a free hit go the way this time of Jack Pampling. So can Vic Park get a goal? We've got just over 9.5 minutes left. One goal could change the complexion of the game. It's going to go out over the side. It will be their ball again. Brody Saar retrieves the ball. Can he be the spark? Yeah, just a touch as he was trying to dribble towards the circle. Now taking it into the corner is Marshall Pusey. Pusey plays it over the side. So it's Vic Park once more. Good defence coming from Tremaine. And trying to steal that is Hayden Vaitakanis. 2 players on the turf. Free hit goes the way of YMCC. Gives me a chance once again to just thank our sponsors, Ausdrill, FMG, the new face in iron ore, force in iron ore rather, Kookaburra, Tiger Turf and Danks Furniture. YMCC coming forward again. The ball carried by Adrian Basta. Basta forced wide. Basta, though, eventually getting around the back and keeping the ball in play. Basta still going and eventually wins the penalty corner. Well, he managed to get around the back of Ian Bircher. Looked as if he was going to go out of play, but a really good run by Adrian Basta. And his team have another penalty corner. And that is the 4th of the match for YMCC. Converted one. Can they make it? 50% conversion rate. The last one was a bit of a disaster. The injection never even made it to the top of the circle. So you could say they've got 1 from 3. As once more we see Mark Boyne to the left of Marshall Roberts. And they're just setting off to the right. Nathan Fui. It's trapped Roberts. Oh, that is a really good flick from him. Low down. In fact, no, it's not been given. I don't think the ball went out of the circle. Maybe that was why. So they thought they'd scored, but no goal given. And there were no complaints from the YMCC players. Certainly the crowd below us thought it was a goal. So Vic Park, 8 minutes left to get something out of this match. Can they find 2? At the moment they've hit the crossbar once. Dwyer full stretch, but then it's stolen back brilliantly by Jack Pampling. And that's a good pass to Brody Saar. Saar, another good pass. And there was a little push in the back from Lim into Veitacanis' back. Cameron Tremaine, they're coming across and stealing the ball out of the air from Jason Gabriel. Now this is where Vic Park need to just keep possession and grind a goal down as it comes wide to Sasha Thomas. His pass is picked up though, and in fact it's going to be a free hit to Vic Park. Must have just clipped a foot. Sasha Thomas over the ball again. Benful, lovely dummy thrown by him. Brody Saar now. Saar just played it straight though into the stick of Begbie. Top of the circle. Oh, penalty corner. Oh, there is a chance now. Vic Park, this is just the 2nd penalty corner of the match for them. And their coach, Jason Butcher, coming out of the dugout, giving the instructions to Ben Taylor. Ben Taylor, one of the drag flickers for Vic Park. Can he pull a goal back now? Tanamitsu is looking like he's lining up at the first battery. In fact, it may also be Sasha Thomas is hanging around there, but he's not usually involved. No, it's alongside, in fact, now is Shane Benful. So you've got Benful, Tanamitsu and Taylor. Gabriel to inject. They go to Tanamitsu. Great work by Matthew Lim, the first runner. Deflected off his stick. Long corner. So good defensive play by YMCC. Lim off the line really, really quickly. Comes wide now to Taylor. Taylor, good ball in, and unfortunately Brody Saar, who would normally have those for breakfast, pushes it wide. That was maybe the chance they needed. They've hit the bar, and Brody Saar pushes it wide from just a couple of meters out. It's a good ball in from Taylor. Direct but effective. Dwyer now showcasing his close skills. Just took it out of play as he went to the air with the 3D skills. Now Gabriel will collect along the baseline. Gabriel runs in, looks to dink it past the keeper. Great save and superb defensive work coming from Roberts, helping out his keeper, Hunter Banyard. Hunter Banyard, that will really boost his confidence. He's only a youngster. Believe it or not, he actually started out as a striker in the state under-13s and was top scorer for WA when they came 5th in the national championships. And now, of course, he's gone from the front line to the back line. Still 5 minutes left in this match, and it's all Vic Park at the moment. They're doing all the attacking. You feel there is a goal coming. But will it be enough? Vaitikanis plays it in. Edge of the circle, just catching the foot, unfortunately for them. It was just off the... Now it's Jamie Dwyer. Good work from Hayden Vaitikanis, just stopping Dwyer's progress and then just getting a touch over the side. Dwyer self-passing, says I'll have another go. This time he just flicks the ball down the line. Connolly was trying to feed it back in line, but Hayden Vaitikanis back again off his foot. It will be collected by Adrian Basta. Basta, though, dispossessed. Over the side it goes. YMCC don't really care. Every time it goes over the side, vital seconds taken up. Basta again, a lovely turn by him off the foot of Benful. So it will be a free hit. Jamie Dwyer over the ball. Dwyer self-passes, tantalisingly just plays it in front of Tanemitsu. Tanemitsu with the overhead flick, managing to just take the ball away. He'll look to go to the air. No, in fact, he goes low down, but that will be picked up by Pampling. Pampling, good skills to get past one, but he couldn't get past two. Kept the attack alive, and that's great awareness from Brody Saar. Saar feeding it out wide to Taylor. Taylor looking now for the run from Aidan Lowes. Lowes has got it inside the circle, looking to turn. Tremaine almost conceded a penalty corner there. It looked as if he'd admitted that it had caught his foot or something, but anyway, not given. And so YMCC go on the attack once more. 3.5 minutes left in this match. Vic Park need a goal and they need it quick. That's been brilliantly tackled, so Vaitikanis loses out. Nikolai, in it goes, looking for the touch, and Dom Hurd was aware and just took it away from goal. Nathan Fooey with a little touch from him. I think it was always going wide, but Dom Hurd couldn't take any risks. Vic Park still sitting fairly deep. Nikolai trying to get a lead on Benful. Benful, though, did well. Leave him no space in which to work. Benful tries to crack it up the side, and unfortunately for Vic Park, it goes out of play. That's a good turn. It's, well, I thought that had gone over the baseline, but wasn't given. And in fact, a long corner has been awarded, much to Shane Benful's consternation. I'm with you. I thought that Connolly maybe just took that over the baseline. Comes wide now, though, to Marshall Pusey. Pusey being shadowed all the way into the corner. Oh, lovely 3D skills from Marshall Pusey as he just lifted it over the stick of Sasha Thomas. A long corner. YMCC in no hurry to get on with play. Lovely turn from Connolly. Connolly into the circle he goes. Connolly hemmed along the baseline, spins, gets the ball in, trying to get the deflection was Fooey. Good defence though again from Vic Park, and they're looking to counter-attack, but it will be picked up in the end by Mark Boyne, and another attack as he finds Dwyer. Nathan Fooey now out wide in the corner. Two Vic Park players, it goes off Benful. Long corner to YMCC. Ball played square to Graham Begbie. Begbie takes a tumble. Carried out now by Vic Park. They got a chance to counter-attack. That was a clever pass into the path of James Collins, but Collins drilled it into Jamie Dwyer. It was Tanemitsu who made the good pass to Collins. Collins now over the ball, but YMCC have got players back as it comes to Aidan Lowes. Lowes played it straight into the stick of Matthew Lim, and now Dwyer through the legs. Well, Brody Saar didn't even know where that had gone. He may be in his 40s now, Jamie Dwyer, but he still has what it takes. They say you never lose it. Saar feeds it out wide. Aidan Lowes, as we're in the last 30 seconds, comes to Brody Saar. Into the circle. Gabriel trying to create a little bit of space for himself. Gabriel managed to get that back, although it's deemed to have come off his foot. If it did touch the foot, good play by Cameron Tremaine. Gabriel, though, didn't agree with the decision from the umpire. And not surprisingly, YMCC, well, some of their players heading into the shade of the grandstand just as the final seconds count down. and quite happy to take it into the corner. As the hooter goes is Marshall Poozy. Well, it's been a good day at the office for YMCC. They paced themselves really well. They withstood what Vic Park threw at them, and in the end they were victorious by 2-0. Marshall Roberts scoring from a penalty corner in the 24th minute, and Jesse Regan getting a second goal for YMCC in the 39th minute. That means that they're in touch with the leaders still, and the final score here is Vic Park 0, YMCC 2.